So today we're here on a customer's boat that had a lightning strike, so it really messed up some of its electrical systems. So the very first thing that we did is we're going to go through and test the DC system. We're going to start at the source with the batteries. Got them hooked up to a charger to make sure that they're fully charged before we test them. Once they are fully charged, then we're going to go with load test them and make sure that batteries are actually good to go. The other thing that we need to do is the AC breakers, the 110 and the 220 shoreline ones, will not reset, obviously due to the lightning strike, so we're going to change those out. It's a pretty simple process, but just like everything, it's always a little difficulty to get to the back of them. So in order to do that, we got to take this cabinet lid off, drop this actual panel, and get that out so we have access to the back of it. And then we're going to replace these all three of these breakers that we have here. Once those are all wired in and good to go, then we know that the DC system is good to go, hook up the shore tie, run everything off the shore tie, make sure that all the electronics work, navigation, autopilot, and just give the whole system everything that ties into here, and basically everything that ties into the boat, a once over to make sure that it's all working before we splash the boat.
So today I'm doing something a little different, running around and delivering boxes of goodies to the marinas that support us and refer us. It's just a way to show that we appreciate it. We love doing business with them. They seem to like doing business with us. We've been doing business with them for many years. They know us, they trust us, and they respect our reputation, which is important. So this is just a little token of our thanks and how much gratitude we have for them. We do this, I don't know, occasionally. We also try to keep it local. We used a company here in town that makes their own baked goods, Keys Coffee. They also roast their own coffee, and they have 2 locations downtown. And so we're going to drop these off to the dockmaster so that they can share them with the crew.
Learn how to, that's what I learned from my dad, how to hold a flashlight and curse. And like, it'll look like it's from something important, and like, you're like, what? They're like, oh, I just wanted to tell you about this new program about, I'm like,
I know, I get so tired of the spam calls.
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Do you need 2 more hands in there? Looks like it.
3 would be good. I need those arms.
Imagine what we could accomplish if we had 3 arms, right?
Look at dude, Doc Octopus, right? He's got the 4 little mechanical arms on the back.
Words right out of my mouth. Grab them where they have your truck. In the back?
They're right back there.
Just make sure this thing
Shouldn't.
gravity don't get to it.
Okay, 1 down, 3 more to go over here on Stock Island. Dan from Keys Coffee was good enough to deliver on Key West, so he took care of those marinas down there. We'll just get the rest of these taken care of.
So we got our free breakers in. Right now we just have shoreline 1 hooked up. That's the fixed line that we have here that we can use at the yard. We'll get a second one here in a little bit that we can tie shoreside 2 in just to make sure that it's working. But for right now, these little LEDs need to be replaced, but we've got power coming from shoreside, so we're going to hit the 110, 220 on, give the system a minute to come online, and then we should start seeing up here exactly what our voltage is. It's coming online now, so we got 120, and there's about a 2 amp draw right now because of the battery charger is on, so it's maintaining and charging the onboard batteries. And then we'll come over here, 220, so it's showing right around 240, which is acceptable for, for this system. So breakers are in successfully, they're not tripping, everything seems to be working good. and then we're actually getting 28 volts out of our 24 volt system. We did put a charger on the battery, so they should be well in charge. We put a separate charger on there because we didn't have the onboard charger. So they've been charging all morning. So now that we know that we have good AC coming in, that these breakers are wired correctly and working, now we're going to go and check the battery voltage and load test them to make sure that they're good. Once we know that all of our power sources are good, AC and DC, then we're just going to go and with a fine-tooth comb through the ship, check all of the outlets. Anything that has AC power, we're going to make sure that it comes on and is running, and then we're going to check all of the electronics or anything that runs off of the 24 volt system.
So I've been on the job today with Chris while he has been working on this panel with Dave, and wow, we got some power on the boat, so that is super exciting, and I bet these owners are getting really excited for their boat to go back in the water here very soon.
I have a pretty standard electronic package. Everything is by Garmin, depth finder, autopilot, and then your main display. So we're just going through making sure that everything is there, that the autopilot, calibration. So it needs to be calibrated, which is pretty normal, especially if everything's been shut down for a while. But this actual wizard, there's only a very few amount of things that you can do when the boat is not moving. And the things that actually has to be done is you got to take the boat out, and it even tells you right there, compass calibration not complete. And what that is you take the boat, get it underway, you got to do like a circle for a certain amount of time and let it calibrate its compass, which is actually located down in the bilge, which we installed for them probably 2 or 3 months ago when we had to put a whole new autopilot system in here. So we will run that later because we can't get the boat underway. I'll go to radar, make sure that it works.
Who taught us about safety first?
Those are probably all the mistakes that I made along the way.
Jim Carrey on that show, that comedy show.
Well, safety first is what they
Fire
would say.
Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill.
They would say in the Navy all the time, safety first.
Yep.
That's where I learned it.
I would name my son Safety, so then he'd always be in the front of the line.
Navy first.
A job, everything, paycheck. There was a joke like that, like name your son or daughter Attention. So when the teacher's like, everybody pay attention, and every day she'd come home with like change, with dollar bills, and bags.
Thanks so much for watching. We're just trying to manage the chaos every day. As you see, we can't make this sheet up. Some of the things that we hear and what we see is amazing. But you know what? If you've got some recommendations for how we should manage it maybe better, let us know in the comments below. We sure look forward to hearing from you. Make our life easier if you can.